Thank you, everybody. Thank you very, very much. It's a great pleasure having to address women, and of course, there are a lot of men as well on a Women's Day. But I'm not gender oriented, but I always feel women are more in power than men. It's nothing to do with men, but it's just that I feel, because for the simple reason, for one reason only, because I believe, who is a woman? Who is a woman? I mean, it's a very question mark and a big thing that everybody do not understand as women. What are we? What are we really? We are called, in Sinhala we are called, what is a country called? Matrubhumi, motherland. So in that itself it says a woman itself is a total package, because we are the backbone. We call the entrepreneurs the backbone of the economy. We call women the backbone of family, the country, anything. Because there is no woman, there is nobody here. So it's nothing to do with being what you are. The most important thing is who you want to be in life. Who do you really want to be? Everybody has a lot of dreams in life. Dreams are something everybody should have. Without dreams, you can never go forward, because dreams are what that makes you a strong person who wants to go forward. And so in these dreams, it's the most important thing is not what you want to be, who you want to be. End of the day, no matter whatever you have, if you're not a proper human being, if you do not have self-pity, if you do not have empathy, if you do not have sympathy, there is no need of whatever the achievements in life that you have got. End of the day, what matters is what a sort of a human being you would turn out to be. So I believe anybody in this world, whoever who wants to be an entrepreneur, today are we talking about entrepreneurship or women? Because if you were talk about women, I could talk a lot. But if you're talking about entrepreneurship, it's just that how we would take leadership qualities being forward. Because for us to be proper leaders, the most important thing what we need to have in our life is resilience. Because we need to have resilience. If you are not resilient to the situation. Now, what has happened today with a Easter bomb attack, with the corona pandemic, and the economy falling right around in the world, and the Sri Lankan economy being, abused by political power and called bankrupt by unethical situations. So this is where we need resilience. Because without resilience, we cannot think of going forward, because end of the day, we should be able to have our focus in what we want to achieve in life. Because achievement, like I said, dreams are where we would drive us, but resilience in life is what we, will give us the ability to withhold and withstand any situation. Because I always believe a woman is like, among Sinhala, a woman is like a thanakola gaha, and a man is like a huge tree. Why I differentiate these two is a woman they have so much of resilience in them. You can never keep a woman totally down for a longer period. You can, like a grass, you could keep the grass close, but it would die off. But for the slightest rain or a little bit of water, it will come back again. A man can be this huge tree that the world sees as with power. But if for a cyclone, if it does fall, you could never take back the tree. So same way, we need to have resilience in being a woman or being an entrepreneur. So all this will matter for us to go forward. Other one is consciousness, because we have to be conscious of the situation. We have to understand our situation, where we are and what we are and what are we going to be. So this, at the moment, this country is having a situation not created by the youth, neither is it created by an entrepreneur, or neither it is created by any people in this country. It's just created by the political body that has been created the situation that has driven us into this. So this is what we have to be conscious of. For us to be different, we have to want to make the change. Change comes within us. We always can point fingers at so many people, but if you are not willing to make the change, we will never make a change. Because end of the day, what matters is what we want to do. It's a single person can make that different. A single person. Because if the single person wants to make the difference, they would go out there and try to change. But if you don't want to, you will never. There can be 1 million people telling you to change if you don't want to. So in other words, you need to be conscious of the situation and want to change. The next thing that I would want to talk is the awareness. Awareness of, then again, the circumstances, the resilience, and the consciousness will make you aware of what we want to be and what we can be. So in a situation of this nature, what we have to understand is how are we going to be aware, conscious, and be resilient. All this will come with mindfulness. If you are mindful, what can't you not do? I mean, in a environment, taking a slogan as a Buddhist entity, I would say, mindfulness is, living in the correct moment. Being mindful is the most important thing, because if you are mindful of the situation, you can overcome all this. Anything is possible. And as women, we are always mindful, because we give birth to children. When we give birth to children, we can multitask. Men can't multitask, but women can multitask. Because when we give birth to children, we might be cooking in the kitchen, but we will still see around to see what the little baby is doing. So that is being mindful of the situation. Same scenario can be applied into any situation. Being an entrepreneur even, I always believe being an entrepreneurship is a biggest advantage and the greatest risk that we are taken. Being an entrepreneur is entrepreneurship by itself word is what is it? What is it? Because you take a risk on somebody else's behalf. You take so much of risk putting in your time, your effort, your maybe life earnings, and maybe your so much of hard work into, trying to be a strength to somebody else, trying to be a strength to the country, trying to be a strength to the environment. But what do we get in return? Most of the time, women are always put into a situation where they feel they are not the important factor of any environmental, social situation. But I believe it shouldn't be the case. Even in Sri Lanka, I think out of to the GDP, we only contribute about 29% to the country's GDP. That shouldn't be the case, because we, in Sri Lanka, I think if you were to take, we have more women than men. So we can contribute so much more to the country's GDP. So why are we not doing this? For the simple reason, we as Asian women, we have so much of setbacks. We believe in so much. We have a lot of dreams, but our dreams are not being driven to a position where we can achieve it, because we are being held back. Soon as, I always say a woman, from the time in an Asian country a woman is being born, they are like the second-class citizen. Now, if there are 3 boys in a family and 1 girl even, the 3 boys would be given prominence to a girl. Why is that? Because they believe a woman is not the important person. Woman can't be the breadwinner in the family. Woman can't uphold a family. That is totally wrong. I, as a woman, I do that. Not to say my husband is not as supportive or able, but no, I have taken the decision, no, I would not be led down or drawn back by these things. So that way, a woman has the strength to do whatever they want if they want to. So most of the time, what happens in Asian countries is a simple reason. They believe, no, we especially after marriage, A woman believes after marriage their life is finished. Why? Because they think their first priority becomes the household, then the children, then the husband. And the last important thing in their life is them. So why should that be the case? If you do not have love and empathy, if you do not love yourself, you could not love somebody else. If you are not happy, you cannot make somebody else happy. So as women, we always should be selfish. Make sure we are happy first before we try to make somebody else happy. If you are not happy, we will be always in a position where, why do parents most of the time, prounce at their children? Because they have issues with them not being happy. They have issues with their husband. They take it from the child. But if you are in a position where you are in control, you will never do that. Because you understand the situation. You will always want to, balance the situation. Even the house environment, children, husband, everything can be balanced if you are happy within yourself. So I always work with 3 Ds in my life. I have 3 Ds that I always work. First D is determination. I am determined to achieve my goal. No matter what, I would not be stopped under no circumstances. It can be, because today Sri Lanka is a man-dominated environment. But that has not ever stopped me in what I want to achieve or where I want to go. And the other one is dedicated. You have to be dedicated to a cause. You have to be dedicated to what you want to do. You have to be dedicated, and nothing would work. You have to think that, okay, nothing is going to stop me. And devoted to a cause and the situation. If you don't have this in you, you could never achieve, or you could never go forward in what we want to be or achieving your goals. So as the youth today, why is the youth fleeing? Because we believe this environment can't be changed. No, that's wrong. You are the future of this country. You have the ability of changing the environment. If you start fleeing the country and going to another destination, trying to think the grass is green on the other side, no, it's wrong. Grass is never green on the other side. It's a dream. You go try living in a foreign country. Because I have had education in a foreign country. I hated it. I seriously hated it. I have 3 kids. My oldest daughter is 28 years old. She's still, she went to do her master's there. My son is 27. He went to do his master's there. Before he left the country, they were, they also did their degrees in foreign lands, but they thought the Sri Lankan system is screwed up. Yes, that is of course true. I believe the Sri Lankan system is screwed up. It's not because of y'all. It's because of the system, people who are making the system. That's where the youth comes in. Y'all should stand up to make that change. If you do not stand up to make the change, every day you will be thinking the grass is green on the other side. If you love your country, if you believe you can make the change, it is possible. Why not? Why not? You try living in a foreign country. You seriously go try living in a foreign country. Given the chance, you would even rather not have anything here than live there. That is my opinion, because I love this country. I want this country to be, up there, because this country has the ability of doing that, because we are not dumb people living in this country. The youth is educated. The youth is intelligent. The youth has so much to offer. It's just that the system is so screwed up. They would not allow these changes to be made. So it's time as youth, it's time as women, it's time as young entrepreneurs, whoever you are, stand up for what you believe. Stand up for the 3 Ds. You should have the determination, devotion, and dedicated to change in the cause. If you do not have that, you will never see a difference. We will be always thinking the other person is better than us. No, we are never that way. We are the best. If we feel we are the best, we will want to make that best. So to give that best, you are the one who can make the change. Youth is the future of the country. Youth is the future of any country. You go to any country in the world, the youth is given the most importantness in the system. But in our Sri Lankan system, I don't know where it has gone wrong. This country has so much to offer. This country is so beautiful. We have everything within our fingertips. But it's just that we do not want to cultivate and get the harvest out of that. Why? Because we have the mindset of don't want to change, don't want to make the change. If you want to make the change, you change. You want to. We don't want to stand in a queue, but you go to a foreign country, you do just that. But here, if you were to stand in a queue, we will complain till the end of the day. I mean, the first thing, if somebody is influencers, if you are being caught under the system, you will try to make a call to get out of that. So, no, you have to believe if you have done the wrong, you have to be punished or you have to take the blame. No, I mean, same way. I mean, I always tell my kids, do not lie. Why I tell not to lie? The truth is hurtful. But if you are willing to make the change, you will come out of it. Same way, we as Sri Lankan, we as youth, we as people who are living in this country, make the change today within yourself. Do not try to make the world, do not try to make the country. Change yourself. If you change yourself, you can make the change because you're focused, you're driven, you're motivated, you will get to where you want to go. But if you don't change, you will never change anything. We will be always wanting something what is never there. We will be running behind an illusion. Stop doing that. We need to love our country. We have to be in this country. We need to stand up. And this is the time. Thank you.